Hey, it's Refix. Welcome back. Well, my air conditioning's running hot. I bought a thermometer at the dollar store and it said it was 100 degrees, which is about right. There's not too much cool air coming out of here. The last time I filled up the refrigerant was probably about 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. But I didn't change out the orifice tube, so I'm going to do that this time. So I bought a bunch of AC Pro 4 cans of 12 ounce because this holds 48 ounces. And I just bought 3 ounces of the oil charge. I put a lot of oil in it probably about 2 years ago when the compressor was screaming a little bit, and that seemed to settle it down. I have the old Harbor Freight AC valves, and then you guys may remember this from Steve Rob Sucks It and Steve Rob Sucks It 2, the little vacuum pump that I use for that. I'll put a link down to Steve Rob's channel. Go check him out, subscribe, and tell him Rickafix says hello. So let me get the camera situated, and let's begin this process. All right, the orifice tube is actually inside of this pipe. So just take a 3/4, hold the pipe, grab an adjustable. Break it loose. Unscrew it. There's a little bit of air left in there. Separate the pipe. There's some dye in there from the last time I put the dye in there. Okay, I'm using my endoscope here, and that little T thing in there, we need to pull that out. Okay, what you gotta do is you gotta get a small pair of needle nose, smaller than this if you can find them. And then you just sneak it in here. Grab it, pull it out. After 16 years, that looks pretty clean. There's a lot of oil in there. Put some oil on this O-ring right here. All you do is just slip it back in. Push it in as far as you can with your finger. Then take the old one and push it back in there and make sure it seats. I probably should have got a new O-ring for this. I wasn't thinking. Connect them back up. Tighten them up. Tighten it so it's nice and snug. Okay, these only go on one way so you can't mess it up. Just lift them up and push it right onto the valve. All right, take the center yellow hose and just hook it up to your vacuum. Shut your valves closed. Turn the valves on for the low and the high side. I usually turn them in all the way, then bring them back a half a turn. Don't put a lot of pressure on those. You don't want to be changing those out. All right, let's turn on the vacuum. Open up the gauges. It's going to be drawing all the air out of the system and water, hopefully. Turn both of them on. And let it sit for like a good half an hour. Okay, it's been sitting for about 30-40 minutes. So what you do is you take and everything's bottomed out, all the needles are where they're supposed to be. And then you just close these valves. Turn off the pump. Let it sit for about 5-10 minutes and see if the needles move. to see if there's any leaks in the system. It's been about 10 minutes and the needles have not moved at all, so we're all good to go. So let's start filling it up. Okay, you need to buy one of these puncture valves to puncture the Acme fitting on top of there. So unscrew it so you make sure that that needle's all the way up. Just screw it into the can. Got to shake these cans too. I guess they're full of leak sealer and other protective crap. Alright, it's about 85 degrees here, 55% humidity. The R34A chart says the low pressure should be around 45 to 55. The high pressure should be around 225 to 250. Then I drained it. This takes 48 ounces, so each one of those cans is 12 ounces. So I'm going to put in 3 cans, and then we're going to start keeping an eye on the gauge. But first I'm going to pour some dye inside here just to make sure we don't have any leaks anywhere. Doesn't need a lot of dye, but just enough. Alright, take your can, screw it on. If you don't get dye on yourself, you're not working. Jesus Christ. Dye everywhere. Alright, make sure all your fittings are tight. Alright, take and puncture your can. Alright, once it's all the way down there, you screw it back up to release once the it's up, you're going to want to take and get the air out of the yellow hose. So take and press this Schrader valve thing till you get some dye all over. Okay, once the truck is on, you're going to want to just open up the low pressure. Do not open up the high pressure. Shake the can a little bit. What you're waiting for is the compressor to kick on. And there it goes. That's a good sign. Continue to shake the can until you feel it become empty. Okay, that's about it for this can. So you want to close your low pressure valve. The valve shut on the can before you take it off. Undo the can. Get dye all over yourself. Okay, got the second can ready to go. We're going to purge the air out of the yellow line again. Open up the low side. Stay away from that high side. Alright, third can's on. Let's purge the valve. Okay, get all the air out. Let's turn this on. Okay, the compressor seems to be kicking on right at 50 psi on the low side. Let's put that other can in. Open up your valves back here. Pull them off. Kind of look to make sure nothing's really there you go. It's right at 50 degrees. It's a big difference. Right, well, there you go. That was pretty easy to do. I just put the 4 cans of AC Pro in there, 48 ounces. I didn't put any oil in there. The compressor seemed fine. It wasn't screaming at all. Advance Auto was having a 30% off sale, so it was $100 minus 30. No, it's less than that. It was $90 minus 30, so it was around $60. This Orifice tube, I bought it at Chevy for $8. So, you know, it was around $70 to do the whole thing, and $70 to have the temperature at 55, 60 degrees inside that Tahoe when I'm going through Florida and Arizona is well worth the money. You know, replacing this orifice tube, I don't know if I had to. It doesn't look that bad, but I was in there anyways, and it's just, you know, general maintenance. When I'm at a stoplight, it usually heats up a little bit. I put a water pump in there when I was in Arizona because my water pump took a dump, and so I think I need to change out my fan clutch and clean the fan up, and then clean my AC condenser and my radiator. So I think I'm going to do that down in Florida. I got a couple more projects here, but I need to get back on the road. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you on the next round.